talking. Okay, hi. So we're gonna do a little tour of the field. Yeah, I'm gonna just start talking about what I got going on. So this is this weird triangle of buckwheat that was kind of just open area, and I had the seeds, and I love buckwheat, so that's what's going on there. This is, it looks like one big bed, but it's actually 4 beds of red clover, which is, I'm going to harvest the blossoms next year to sell. And I love this because this is actually part of the field. The only thing that I amended this part of the field with is lime. I actually didn't put any other amendments on it, and it's super healthy, so that's pretty good. These are some spring sowed fava beans, and I'm curious what's going on with them. I've never actually planted fava beans in the spring, and it seems like the flowers are rotting, so I'm curious about that. This is a bed of Rockwell. These are dry beans, and a bed of brassicas. And so I should say that, like, I was planning on planting a separate kitchen garden, but I only got deer fence around the field, so I planted my food in the field. And it turns out it's hard for farmers to plant kitchen gardens. So I've been selling some veggies this year as well, and giving a lot of kale away. You're not allowed to come on my land without taking a big bunch of kale with you. This is a bed of super late planted cucumbers. I have really bad wireworms here, and the wireworms got all my cucurbits that I planted in early spring. Hopefully I'll get some cukes. I have one that's growing off this patch right now. This was also a failed bed of Echinacea angustifolia that the wireworms loved, ate every single one of them. At the end of that, it's hard probably to see, but that's safflower, which is a really popular Chinese medicinal herb, and is super happy and healthy. This is a bed of yarrow, a couple beds of chamomile. That tall plant there is called Kella. It's a seed crop, which I'm sort of growing on contract. I've never grown that plant before, and clearly it's doing really well. I'm happy to see that it's flowering finally. That was a little nerve-wracking, that it wasn't for a while, and it's a seed crop, but there it goes. And I have some beets and some chard. Again, veggies I wasn't really planning on planting. This is feverfew, and this is, I'm getting ready to plant that tulsi that was in the greenhouse in here, and some fall crops. And this is some direct sowed calendula, which was an experiment and is doing pretty well. These are milky oats. This is something I should point out is kind of like a, I don't know if it's a fail yet, but it's something I'm a little confused about how to deal with, and maybe it's seeding rate or whatever. But if you look at this, this is all supposed to be standing like this. And yes, I have some wobblers that I'll talk about, but what has made these fall down was that rain that we had last week, and so it's still a perfectly good crop, but it's going to make it quite hard to harvest. So I don't know, I got to figure that out, and maybe we'll see if I can get this on film. But the medicinal part is this that milky latex that comes out, and so this is actually ready. I'm getting ready to harvest this with a bunch of people tomorrow. But